Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, Sons of Oklahoma. Today I thought I'd go over different home defense options. Now there's a lot that goes into choosing a good home defense gun. For example, one of the factors you have to take into consideration: are you living by yourself? Are there loved ones in the home with you? Are there even pets in the home with you? Do you have neighbors? How close are your neighbors? How many neighbors do you have? And those factors are very important because you don't want a home defense situation to go, bad. What if you were to fire your weapon at, God forbid, an intruder and you missed? How powerful is your home defense weapon? What type of projectile is going to go through your wall and possibly through your entire house and into your neighbor's home or something like that? That's a situation you really don't want to have. So today I kind of thought I'd go over some options with you. Now recently I've put up some videos, well I guess it'd be a little less than recently, probably about 4 or 5 months back. I put up videos on my home defense options that I have. I started out with a single shot 16 gauge shotgun. When I got it, it had a dent in the barrel. The stock wasn't in all that great a condition. So I cut the barrel down to 20 inches, I believe. I made it, all legal according with the ATF. And then I got to thinking, 16, you don't really run across that ammo all that frequently, and when you do, it's usually just birdshot. I wanted to have more options for the shotgun shell. I wanted the option to run, less lethal, like rubber bullets or beanbag rounds. I wanted to be able to run buckshot or slugs, and those are just too hard to find in 16. So I decided to move on to a 12 gauge. So I went out and I got a Mossberg 500 that had the screw-in choke, at the end of the barrel with a full 28-inch barrel. I cut that down to 20 inches because, that's to me, that's a good length for a home defense shotgun. Now recently, it took a little bit of doing and a lot of convincing over the phone because they had originally lost my package, but I got a hold of I believe Shockwave Technologies, and I had them send me the rafter grip that you see on the Mossberg Shockwave, and that's what I want to kind of go over today. This is my Mossberg 500. Yeah, it's old, used, but it's still a good, reliable gun. Right now we are empty. This is the Shockwave Technologies rafter grip I've put onto it. Give you a little close-up of it. Now there are pros and cons to taking your stock off your shotgun and going with a pistol grip like this, or the tactical one that they have that hangs down like this. When you do this, you lose the ability to shoulder your shotgun, to give you a good, stable platform to accept the recoil of the shotgun's, blast. The rafter grip, if you hang on to it and you do the push-pull method, pull with his hand, push forward with this one, you can kind of control the recoil pretty well. It takes a little bit of getting used to, but it's doable. Having the stock, though, does allow you to, another option, to have the ammo on a I guess what you would call a shotgun shell side saddle. You can get them like from companies like Allen that just slide over their what is that word? The kind that they're stretchy. Or you can, you can go out and you can order off of Amazon the side saddle that goes on the side here. But there's caveats that come with that too. The little pin that requires you to replace with a screw. If you tighten that screw down too tight, you can't even open your action on your gun, and I didn't really want that, so I decided personally to go with the rafter grip. And that brings us to different rounds that will be fired in your home defense shotgun. Now for me, my setup is I usually have these high brass number 5 birdshot. This is a pretty good birdshot round, and you've seen the effects on the channel so far of birdshot on various different targets. Later, probably down the line somewhere, we'll go over and out to the range and we'll test out a lot of different home defense rounds like slugs and buckshot and birdshot and the effects that they do have on targets to get a little more in depth with it. But the high point here to this is this birdshot is a high energy round that doesn't provide the kind of penetration that a slug or a buckshot would have. It won't over penetrate the target and continue on down the street and, you know, hit a neighbor or something like that. You don't want that to happen. You don't want nobody getting hurt that shouldn't be hurt. You know, when it comes to home defense, the whole idea is to stop the threat. And you know, there's a lot of people out there that'll tell you just the sound of this is enough to stop the threat. And you know, in some cases, maybe it is. Maybe they're smart enough to hear that and run. But if they're not, you have to be prepared to back up what that means. If not, you're putting yourself, your family, and everybody else in jeopardy, in danger. And then, when it comes to the realm of choosing your home defense gun, there's a lot of arguments out there. Another gun that I choose to use is my Glock 27. This is my EDC, this is my everyday carry gun, 40 caliber, 9 rounds. I have a 15 round extendable mag that goes with it. But then again, you run into the problem of over penetration with this. 40 was designed to penetrate even deeper than 9mm. Now, it doesn't hold much weight today with modern 9mm powder technology. It's come quite a ways since the 40 was invented. But 40 is still a great round. And in the right trained hands, it could be a pretty great self-defense gun. And then you have people out there who choose to arm themselves with AR-15s and various other rifles for home defense. You have to take a lot of things into consideration when you're picking your home defense weapon, such as your neighbors, their proximity. All of that is very important. You don't want to accidentally hurt somebody. I know I don't. That's why I choose to use my Mossberg 500 loaded with high brass, turkey load basically, number 5 birdshot. You know, I've got buckshot and slugs and other things I can use too, and I keep them accessible. You know, if the situation calls for that, I can move to it. The most important thing is to always train with your home defense weapon. Learn how to keep it accessible to you, but out of the hands of children. You know, sometimes that can be a hard thing to do too, but it's absolutely important that you do that. Keep your weapon to where you can get a hold of it, and nobody else. Another good thing about having the Shockwave grip is it allows you to maneuver a little bit more easily than it would be if you had your stock on there. You can come around corners. It's another great thing about these. Like I said, there's pros and cons to having the stock and having your pistol grip. It's just going to come down to you and what you prefer. But that's just a couple things I thought I'd go over real quick with you guys. We're going to be putting that Glock video out pretty soon on the Glock 22. Sorry it's taking me a while to get around to it. I look at it like this though. There's tons of videos out there on it. I mean, they're all over YouTube. I'm kind of 50-50 on if I should even put it up. There's a lot of reviews over the Glock. Now I am going to be doing a review over my 410. It's a pretty nice gun. I've refinished the stock on it. That'll be coming up pretty soon too. And it looks like for the moment we're back into the pattern of being around 22 again, unfortunately. But that's just the way it's working out. I've started to rebuild my bird's head. Well, I say bird's head, not yet. I started to rebuild this guy, my barkeep. Now I've ordered from Heritage a different cylinder for it, which it has arrived, but the bird head frame has not arrived just yet. It's coming up. I'm also going to be rebluing the barrel. As you can see, I have added a new taller sight to it. This does provide me with a lot more accuracy, and we've rounded off any chance of it catching on anything. It doesn't snag on clothing. I'm liking how this one's coming out, and hopefully we'll be able to get that frame in soon. I don't know what the deal is. Maybe it's the weather or whatever. They're just not getting it to me on time. I ordered it over 10 days ago and it still hasn't showed up. Alright guys, that's just a quick little bit of catching up I thought I'd do, and my video on choosing your home defense weapon. if you guys want to, I'll go into more depth about it later. Just tell me what you want to see. Leave a like. Always, you know, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. If you guys want to go more in depth to this picking the perfect home defense weapon, let me know. And if you want to see our different types of birdshot or slugs or shotgun shells in general, go ahead and leave a comment there, and we may even do some more wax slug videos. Alright guys, I'll catch you later.